In turn 8, we get to choose an ambition. Ambitions are very important in the game. If you do clear 10 ambitions or legacies, you will win the game. Ambitions turn into legacies with a time limit when your leader dies. You can think of ambitions basically as the things that you do as a leader to please your people. They will come to you with specific requests. In this case, the Ramesside family is asking us to either control 6 farms or to kill 5 military units. Now this is a very interesting choice for us, because we could easily build 6 farms here. We would need to build another 4 farms right here, or we could do it here, and that is absolutely doable. However, we would need to build specialists for that to expand our borders. So if we go in here, we would need to actually build, well, at least one of these specialists. We would need to build at least one, and we might. However, I'm pretty sure that killing 5 military units is something that we are going to accomplish much easier, or rather without going out of our way too much. Because if you think about it, we are going to be clearing this camp, and that's already 2. This camp down here is more than likely going to have 3. And so we're more than likely going to be accomplishing this before turn 20. Maybe. We'll have to see. I don't know how many turns it will take me to clear this camp. You know, these guys are rather strong. And we are going to be... We could be promoting here. And we do have some interesting promotions that we could pick. Brave wouldn't be so bad. Highlander is also very good. Herbalist would help us heal better, and Focus will give us more crit chance. I am thinking about promoting this unit because I still don't have any good generals, and I want to make use of my training to make clearing these camps a little bit easier. I do not see a lot of mountains, and I mean hills, so I don't think that Highlander is very good for us. So we're actually not going to take a promotion here, and instead we're going to save our training for a general that we might get at some point, or to promote this next unit that we're working on currently. We are going to start on this mine. And as you can see, our little trick to lure this unit away from our city has worked relatively well. We can ask truce in 1 more semester, so I'm thinking about simply exploring down here. We discovered Sabalan, and we've met the Hittites. We found one of their scouts. Not sure where. Oh, there is their capital. So this might be a location that would be contested. You can see the edge of a map up here. This is the edge of a map, and that is a very important information that you need to pay attention to. because that means that the Hittites, they will want to expand south. And there's a lot of mountains here, and so it is very likely that they might be going for the Numidians. And if we have a military unit close by, and actually I don't know, I would have to find out if having a scout on a city side helps to prevent other people from taking it. But if we were to clear that, we could prevent the Hittites from settling here, and that might not be a bad idea. We certainly want to stop them from settling here, because this is a free city side. We don't want to lose that. This one we would have to work for a little bit. They're going to start having more cavalry, and while we don't have the hardest time against the cavalry, it is going to start being a little bit harder. So in this case we can choose to gain 80 opinion from them, 40 opinion of them, or 20 opinion of them. I think we are going to try and go for 80 here, because as I said, as Egypt, we are going to try not to go to any all-out wars with other civilizations. Tribes, yes. Civilizations, no. So we're just going to try to have good relations with our neighbors. You can check the relationship with your neighbors by just hovering here. We are very close to them, so they have a negative penalty toward us, and that is the game's way of making it seem like there's a little bit of a border tension between us, because obviously they want to expand their empire, we want to expand our empire, so there's a little bit of tension going on between us. Now I don't know how much value there is in continuing up this way, because most of what is up here is basically not available to us, so I might be going down here to see just how this city is defended against the Hittites in case we need to go to war with them. It would be a good idea for us to be friendly with the civilizations that are directly around us, our direct neighbors. I might go down here. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. We have 2 more actions that we can take, and this scout down here can go to these ruins, and we can either gain polis, drama, or gain some experience. Also, we become a deal maker. As a deal maker, we will gain more opinion from foreigners, as well as, okay, it's a bit irritating, but there's a bit of construction work going on. I don't know if you can hear that, but that broke my focus for a bit. So let me try that again. So as a deal maker, our foreign opinion of our leaders is going to rise. Also, we get to create caravans, and caravans are a really interesting mechanic in the game. You can send a caravan over to another player or to another nation, and it will give you a bunch of gold and 40 opinion with them. And that's really strong to have. However, it requires growth to build these caravans, so we won't be building them anytime soon. On the other hand, polis would give us access to walls and hamlets, and I think access to walls and hamlets That's quite strong. If you look, polis leads to forestry, forestry leads to land consolidation, which will lead to groves. On the other hand, drama leads to odeons, which we would want to start building as soon as possible to get our cities to work toward being the cultural hubs that we want them to be. I keep being irritated with these construction sounds. I don't know if you can hear them. You can probably not hear them. You just hear me fumbling about my words as I'm getting irritated. I think when it comes to free technologies, you should probably be picking whatever is the most valuable to you at the time of researching them, but also what leads you down a path that is the most unlikely for you to want to commit to with your own research. Drama, we're more than likely going to do that ourselves. It is more important to us than husbandry, trapping, divination. I think though that we're going to go with either trapping. If we have trapping or divination available, I'm pretty sure we're going to go with trapping next. And for now, personally, I think we're not going to be building walls anytime soon. Having access to early odeons might be interesting. But building some early hamlets wouldn't be bad, because they upgrade into villages and they upgrade into towns, and they give adjacency bonuses to odeons. So we're gonna go with polis here is what I'm thinking. Okay, that's polis done, and we found some wine. So there's more than likely a city location over here. So let us try and just step on this wine. And there are the Thracians. So we could prepare for a coming conflict, or we could be getting 6 orders. The thing about 6 orders for us right now is that they don't translate over into the next turn. We would just be getting 6 orders for this turn. And we can't do anything with that. However, getting 120 training would help us promote our units. With 120 training, we can promote 1 unit once. At least in the early levels, it costs around 100 to promote a unit or to add a general. So we're going to go and do that. We also become vigilant. So we get more city defense, and as a leader, we get more city defense as well. And that might not be bad. Intelligent, however, though, will give us more science. So it's a really tough choice, and I'm thinking we're gonna go with intelligent here. The reason I'm picking intelligent is because our units should be strong enough to deal with what we want to deal with. We're going to go to peace with the Numidians in the next turn. So we're gonna need an ambassador, and we're going to choose the only one we have available to ourselves. So we're going to do that so that we, 1, improve our relation with the Hittites even more, and 2, next turn we can ask for the truce with the Numidians. Now we have 4 orders left, and we still have some movements on our scouts. On this scout, we can move a little bit down here, and oh, would you look at that? We found a very nice barley resource over here. And then with this scout, we can maybe scout out a little bit of this down here. I'm thinking of going on this hill because that is giving us more sight range, and then going on that hill. And this is another really nice city location. There's a few really good quarry locations here, specifically here nestled in this mountain and nestled against that mountain, and we need a lot of really good quarries. There's another one here, so this city already proves to be quite a good city location for us to get to as well. And I think that creates the ring. We have completed our cycle around our capital, and we're going to have to decide now which cities we want to settle first. And it's a tough choice, but I think that we more than likely want to be settling this one first to have our forward city against the Hittites, so they don't come down here and settle it. After that, I'm thinking we might want to consider this one, then perhaps this one. However, getting this free one in there in between isn't a bad idea as well. If we see that they are going to war with the Thracians, the Hittites, we might want to consider going for these guys. However, I think the terrain here suggests that there might not be much of a connection for the Hittites to get through this mountain range that we see here. It's a very interesting situation that we find ourselves in, because we might just be able to keep the Hittites from expanding very far, and they definitely want to expand. We can actually look at their culture, I think. There you go. They get civics and can remove vegetation, ignore hill movement cost. So they're very explorative, very far-reaching from what I can tell. They also have chariots as their unique units, and their shrines give a military culture and very similar things to our shrines. You can see that they've been chopping a lot of trees, which is a very good thing to do early on if you want to get some resources, some timber. Alright, that basically concludes this turn, and I want to point out that until turn 10, I will go through every turn in detail. After turn 10, I will compile basically the highlights of the next 5 or 10 turns into one video to keep everything moving forward at a very nice pace for you watching. Because there's going to be a lot of things in between, like moving units towards specific locations and so on, that you don't really need to know. You don't need to know everything that I did to understand what I did in general to pursue my goals. Alright, let's go to the next turn.